Completely unexpectedly, we've just found 2 honey badgers, and initially they were very skittish running away from us, but they've settled down. The one's hiding in some long grass just in front of us here. The bigger one, or probably the mother of the pup, is moving around just looking for some food now. Being the winter, it's a lot cooler and drier, therefore probably means that there's a lot less arthropods around, which is the predominant diet for honey badgers, and so they are forced to then spend a lot longer foraging, probably extending into the cooler days. The last time I was this close to a relaxed honey badger, although it was slightly less relaxed than this, was the one that was actually stuck in the tree, and we managed to set it free. Very unexpected and an exceptional sighting nonetheless. So whilst we were sitting with those honey badgers, we've heard some elephants and impala going berserk down here, and Chris has beaten us into the area and managed to find the Senegal Bush Male and the Ximungwe Female. You can see he's salivating excessively. That often is a sign that there's the presence of another leopard around here. We know the Ximungwe Female was here just now, but it's unusual for him to be salivating at the presence of a female. It's normally if there's a rival around, such as another male. So we'll just stay with him now. He's calling often as well, which is him advertising it's his territory. So see where he goes, see if there's in fact another leopard around here. So after moving on for a couple hundred meters, he settled down. The Ximungwe females with a few of the other rangers not too far away from here, so she's also settled down up there.
Not looking overly hungry. So I think his main agenda for this evening. Yeah, I can see him. Yeah, he's on that little stump up in Termite Mountain.
So he's up and walking straight in the direction of the Ximungwe Female at the moment, so we'll follow him at a distance. There are a couple of vehicles up ahead. We don't want to overcrowd the leopards at the moment. We'll hang back, and if they then separate or move on from there, we'll try and get back in and have a view. Looks as though these 2 leopards have stayed together. There's still a lot of vehicles around there, so we don't want to put any extra pressure on them. So we're going to move out of the area and leave these guys to enjoy the sighting. So this afternoon we've just witnessed the wild dogs moving their den. We're probably a stone's throw away from the previous den, which had the big intricate root system. Something else which is special about the pups is they've developed their full adult coat from the beige, tawny brown, black and white, and so these markings are just going to get darker and more prominent as they get a bit older. But they've got the bright white tail tip, which is used for a lot of communication. Cute to see that they're pretty much miniature versions of the adults at this stage. Very playful and inquisitive, almost don't want to leave the adults alone. Every time the adults try and trot away, the pups keep running after them, just trying to keep up and nuzzling at them, trying to beg and initiate some regurgitation. They're obviously pretty hungry and their appetites are enormous at this stage. But if we look at all the pups, all their bellies are full, so they are still being fed quite substantially. The adults have just led them across here. We've had a lot of the adults actually digging away at some of the burrows, probably just making sure it's safe inside there. All the pups are milling about on the outside, just watching and observing exactly what's going on, trying to get involved. Full of character and personality. It's incredible watching them, and if this is the new den, then that's quite exciting, meaning that we're closer and closer to the day where these pups are then going to move around and follow the adults as they venture further and further away from this den. What's interesting about this den though is it's very thick around it. There's a lot of combretums and acacias here, as well as the grass around here is very long, so it's not necessarily the best in terms of the adults being able to see any danger approaching. But I mean, I guess they put it down to having phenomenal senses such as eyesight and hearing, which will allow them to detect any danger approaching. The sun's setting on another amazing afternoon spent with wild dogs, and exciting times are ahead. It's very early in the morning, long before sunrise, and throughout the duration of last night we've heard lions calling. So first check-in point is to come and sit up on the airstrip. Gives us a good surround view, and being an elevated point we can then listen out, trying to determine exactly where these lions have been calling from. From here we'll then be able to narrow it down to where to start searching. We haven't seen the Birmingham males for quite some time now, and so we hope that it is them actually vocalizing. from those calls we couldn't tell exactly who it is, so it doesn't sound like the Birminghams. We're going to get across there and see who it is. We've just found the two plains camp males walking straight down the road towards us, and it's interesting that these are the ones that have been calling throughout last night. Well, at least I presume that's them that have been calling last night, because they're not necessarily the biggest, most dominant males around here, but maybe they've detected that the Birmingham males are on the decline. Morning. It's a pretty spectacular sight, seeing lions on the move at this time of day, early hours of the morning. Nice golden light. It's still very fresh, so I'm sure they're going to move a lot, but the direction they're heading now is steadily towards the Birmingham's territory. It doesn't look as though they're marching in there with the intent of having a fight. They're still pretty nervous walking around. These young nomadic coalitions are often on edge. We've just heard lions calling quite far away, but they've stopped, they're listening, they've lifted their heads up, and so they're probably just trying to avoid any other dominant males in the area. These are two very young, good-looking males. They're just starting to get that mane development. We think they're about 4 or 5 years old, and so soon they're going to be coming into their prime and able to take over or claim a territory. So it's just moving out the area. But a phenomenal sighting nonetheless. Awesome to be able to put a story out on these two young males that I'm sure we're going to be seeing quite a bit more of over the next few weeks.